Everyone, this is Dr. Adam Arnold from Web Profit Maximizer, and just following up on the podcast the other day that we had with Kim. And I want to run you through the ads manager and specifically some of the targeting and interest that we were talking about the other day. So first, I'm inside the ads manager now, as you can see, and what we're looking at here is the campaign section. And the campaign section is where you determine what type of ad that you're going to be running. So you name your campaign. You then choose the ad style. In this case, we're choosing lead generation because that's what we've been talking about. And then we're going to look at the ad set. The ad set, this is where you are doing your targeting. So this is where we're going to be looking at the budgets. We're going to be looking at our audience, and we're also going to be looking at where we can place our ads and choosing different mobile devices, the optimization and delivery of the ad. So let's start at the top here. So the first thing you need to do is make sure you name your ad set. I like to name it based off of whether it's a cold audience, a warm audience, a retargeting audience, depending upon what I'm wanting to do that. And then I'll also generally put in a description of who I'm targeting in the audience. So let's say that we're targeting people who like dentists, teeth, and yoga. Okay, and so we've chosen the page that we're going to use. If we were doing a product and we had catalogs, then we could upload our catalog inside of here. This is where we set the daily budget. You can also set a lifetime budget. So instead of making a daily, we can make a lifetime budget of $350, and we can put a start and a finish date on it. We can also choose when we want to run our ads. So if we want to run our ads during the day only or at nighttime, generally this is something that we would use for campaigns that have larger budgets, and just leave it on here most of the time. Now we're getting down into the audience section. And at the top here is the custom audience and lookalike audiences. We'll go through that on another day. For now, let's just leave that part alone. Now we have our location settings. So this is where we could choose Sydney if we wanted to. Okay, as an example, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave it wide open to Australia. And we can choose our age, 30 to 55, and I'm choosing women for this particular audience. And now we're going to go into our detailed targeting, and I'm going to type in dentist as an interest. This should come up with quite a large audience, and you can see it went from 4.2 million down to 73,000 over here. And then we're going to try teeth. You can see what comes up. Okay, and we've got one that comes up there. And then I want to also narrow my audience. And we could choose suggestions, and Facebook will give us suggestions in terms of what we want to choose. But I'm going to choose browse, interests, and fitness and wellness. And I'm going to choose yoga. That's my option. Now that brings my audience down to 38,000. That's a nice size audience for a daily budget of, say, $10. We'll go back up here and change our budget. So now what we've done is we've named our ad set, we've chosen our page, we put our budget in, and I'm going to put this as don't just continue to run. We've chosen our location, our age, our gender, our audience, and we also did negative targeting here by choosing yoga. So we've narrowed that down, okay? And then I can choose a connection type, and that is someone who is connected to my page, friends of people who've liked my page, or I can exclude people who are like my page. I can do the exact same thing with apps. People who've used my app, friends of people who've used the app, or exclude people. And again, the same thing of people who've responded to events, or excluding people who have responded to events. And if this is an audience that I'm going to target on a regular basis, we could then save that. Now let's look at the editing of placements. This is going to be different for different types of ad sets. Remember this one here, ad objectives. This objective is for lead generation. So I could choose to turn off the instant articles, or we can turn them on. I could choose to not have it turn up in Instagram. I could choose to have it turn up in the story if I want to. And As you can see here, we can't choose anything in the audience network with the lead ad because this stays inside of Facebook and the audience network is outside of Facebook. And we can't choose Messenger for the lead ad. If we want to get really specific and we know that our people are all on iPhones as an example, we could choose iOS. So if we knew they're all on Android, we could choose that. Down here is where you can block list, and this has to do with the audience network, where you can choose not to show your ads in certain locations. Again, this is generally for bigger ads. And then this right here is where we can choose optimization for our ad delivery. So we can set a bid cap, which means I could set, I only want to pay X dollars per lead. And we can also choose target cost here as well. I always like to just leave it at lowest cost and let Facebook determine that for us. All right. And then delivery type here. I did mention in the podcast about how if your ad isn't showing, there are a couple things that you could do to get it showing more. One of us is do what's called an accelerated, where you're going to spend your budget as quickly as possible. So that is certainly one way to do that. And the second one is to expand the interest here to get your ad shown to more people. So this is all inside of the ad manager inside of ad set. This is how we do the deep dive on our targeting. And I'm just going to go over here and just show you quickly. So there's 3 parts to the Facebook Ads Manager. There's the campaign. This is where you're choosing your ad type. So in this case, we're choosing lead generation as our ad type. Could be website conversions, could be shopping cart, could be different options. The second part is the ad set, which is where we currently are. And this is where we determine the location where we want to show our ads, the age, the interest, and we include our negative targeting, where we want to show it, whether it be on Facebook and the different areas of Facebook, in the news feed, in the Facebook audience network, inside of Messenger, etc. So that's where we do all of those things inside of here. And the final component of this is where we actually use the creatives for the ad. So I'm just going to click on that, and that's going to bring us over to the ad that I've already created. So you can see that we're using my page and my Instagram account. I've chosen an ad with a single image. I've just stuck an image in there for now. This is the size that your image needs to be optimally for Facebook. And I've just typed some text in here. And so this text here turns up right above that image. So you can see that right there. And then I've typed in a headline. The headline turns up here. And then I've typed in the newsfeed link description, which shows in here. And the button I've chosen is Learn More. And the link that I would want to send them to, sorry, I'm not going to send them a link because we're using the lead form. So we're looking at this as if it was on the desktop newsfeed. I can change that, make it a mobile newsfeed. So now you can see it's smaller. This is what it's going to look like on mobile. And this is what it's going to look like on the Instagram feed. So you can see the differences there in what it would look like as it turns out. Now you have to have a lead form, and if you've never used a lead form before, there's 2 things that you're going to do. One is you're going to have to accept the terms and conditions on your page, and this is where you would create the lead form. It's a simple process. You'll just walk yourself through that as you do it. It doesn't really need much of an explanation on that. So that is basically in a nutshell what you need to understand about the targeting and the ads. And in future videos, we'll talk about how you can use the custom audience and the lookalike audience to really enhance your advertising results as well. Thank you.